David 4040 here with another ship's roster review, and today I am looking at Rhubley's ships. So what Rhubley said he currently uses for his fleet is he currently uses Thrawn as the capital ship with TIE Reaper, TIE Advance, and Biggs, and with his reinforcements being Phantom, Slave One, and Falcon. Now that's a fairly decent fleet. However, I'm going to give you some suggestions to improve that. My first suggestion is for your starting lineup is I think you should be using TIE Advanced, Ghost, and Biggs. Now, I've suggested this for some other people. I think this is also one of the lineups that works better for the ships you currently have. And here's what it does for you. What you can do is Ghost has the ability with its assist to put other ships under stealth using static jammer here. So what you're going to do is hopefully Ghost will be one of your faster ships, and you're going to put TIE Advanced under stealth, putting essentially a false taunt on Biggs. This will also call to assist TIE Advance, who does so much damage, and you have Darth Vader Gear 12, which is excellent. And you even have his No Escape Zeta, which gives him more speed. So that's great for you. TIE Advance, honestly, based on the ships you have, you need to be using this. Now, if you don't want to go with the Ghost, the other main option for this team instead would be the Imperial TIE Fighter. Unfortunately, your TIE Fighter pilot is only 5-star and still isn't even in the purple gear levels yet. This is also an excellent fleet and is still among the meta. It's not as good as the Geos, but it works and can still do quite well. Unfortunately, you really need to gear up your TIE Fighter pilot if you want to do that. But this is what I suggest. Now, your Biggs needs gear. If you're going to continue going this direction, you only have him at gear 7 or 8, which is quite low. And he's your tank, and he's one of the best ships tanks in the game. I mean, there's not very many tanks and ships at all, but since the Hound's Tooth came out, he's probably tied for first or second place when it comes for ships tanks, and he's still really useful. So I would go and get Biggs up, gear him up more. Again, you said you're in around the top 50 for ships, whereas you're around the top 500 for normal fleet, for normal arena. What you need to do in this case is you need to look at ships arena as your main arena instead. This may be a difficult way to look at it because in the long term you can get more crystals out of the other arena, but in the short term for this moment, this arena has more viability for you, which means if you're able to get those extra crystals out of ships, if you're able to make in the top 20 or top 10 daily, then you're going to be able to progress much faster in ships. I mean, faster in the game because you're getting these extra crystals. This will hopefully in the long term help you in normal squad arena. So this is one of the reasons I'm advocating for this. Now, on top of that, if you're going to be using the Ghost, you do need to gear up Phoenix. However, and they can be Carbounty Hogs, and they require a lot of stun guns and stun cuffs, unfortunately. So it might be a bit of a slow gear. However, you already have Chopper and Sabine up to gear 10, which is good. And on top of that, Phoenix is usable in a wide array of places within the game. So it's not going to ultimately hurt. They're not usable in squad arena. They're usable in almost everything else in the game. So look at this in a positive light by gearing up these guys. Now Ezra, you said you're wanting to do Jedi and arena. Ezra is a great Jedi for arena. On top of this, he is great for ships because one of the first reinforcements I want you to be using is Phantom 2. And Ezra's ability on the Phantom 2 here is Maximum Impact. Maximum Impact is one of the things that gets this ship going because Maximum Impact can do up to 80k in damage, which means you bring this in on a reinforcement, then you hit someone, you may be immediately able to take out a ship in the game using maximum impact. However, you need to gear up Ezra more so you can level this up to its max. Top of that, Ezra is great on a Jedi team, which means you can be using him on a Jedi team. If you're able to max out Chopper and Sabine here, so you can max out their abilities, is great. On top of that, the other great thing about the Phantom, which you fortunately already have all the way leveled up, is its reinforcement ability, because on the very next turn, you can bring in another reinforcement. So this is a very good thing for you. So gear up your Phoenix. If you want, even put Zetas on them. It'll help. It'll give more speed to the ships. Again, if you want to look at this in more detail about what makes up a ship, I put out a video on this on my channel. I have posted it in the chats, so you can follow up with me more if you want to look at that and why doing things like Zetas are good. But ultimately, I think this gearing up these characters isn't going to hurt you, especially in ships. So what are the other two reinforcements I'm going to suggest? One of them is the TIE Reaper. You already have the TIE Reaper well maxed out, and you're currently using him in ships anyhow. You have his defensive formation here nearly maxed. I would go ahead and max that all the way out. It does a good amount. It adds plus 10% turn meter for your allies with the max out, which is for sure, compared to the removed 10% turn meter. So that's excellent. You already have the defense down part, which is also really good. On top of that, don't be afraid to gear up Shore Trooper and Death Trooper some. I wouldn't say there is immediate need for gears for ships as Biggs and the Phantom crew would be, but it's just something to look at. They're good characters. They're great on an Imperial Troopers team. Death Trooper is useful in the raid, in the Sith raids. So that's one character to go look after. The other one, those are some characters to look at putting on your reinforcements. So TIE Reaper here. And the other one is the Slave one. You already basically have this one pretty well done. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put your Zeta on Bounty Hunter's Resolve here, but there's not really much to do. So for your main team, I'm basically suggesting again, continue using the Chimaera, and then have TIE Advanced, Ghost, and Bigg's X-Wing as your starting lineup, with Phantom, TIE Reaper, and Slave 1 as your various reinforcements. That should do you quite well in Arena, hopefully. I can give you a suggestion later once you get a 7-star capital ship for a 4th reinforcement. I'd probably suggest it to be a tank like Sunfact or Houndstooth. Would both be excellent choices there for a 4th one, because tanks can be really annoying as a reinforcement because you gotta get through another one after you just killed one. But that's why I suggest there. Now, when it comes to getting a 7-star capital ship, the only thing you're missing, I already looked. You have both the Phantom and Ghost, which are required. You have 3 other Rebel ships. The only thing you're missing is a 7th star on Akbar, which at this point, his event comes out around once a month, which means you get 15 shards. If you're really wanting to get that advantage and get to a 7-star Chimaera sooner, you might need to spend 800 crystals whenever this event comes around to get the home one up further. I don't know how far along you are on 7-starring the home one. I'm hoping, based off the ships you have, that you are able to defeat it, the event to get it. I think having a 7-star capital ship will definitely help. It gives your capital ship more speed and whatnot. And having a 7-star Chimaera would be excellent. You get the extra reinforcement as well. But honestly, if you're getting to that 4th reinforcement in the match, that's hopefully a really rare thing. So being down 1 reinforcement is not the worst. It's more the extra speed on your capital ship that you're wanting. out of this 7th star. But just it's really up to you on how fast you want to get the 7th star on Akbar. You can either do 15 or 30 shards each time this event comes around, if you're willing to spend the crystals. You can save up the crystals since you know exactly how much it costs, but you also currently have a lower crystal count daily. So if you were able to start doing better in ships, this will be another way increasing that crystal count so that you're able to get to that 7-star ship faster. One other major thing that I noticed while looking over your ships here. Yeah, cool. I was just checking to see if you had that reinforcement maxed out. One other major thing while I was looking over your ships here is mods. I noticed that in places you have 3-dot mods, you have mods that aren't fully leveled up. Here you have 2 missing mods. You really need to have maxed out mods on these guys. Like, that should be a 5-dot level 15 mod right there. I know that they don't need to be the best mods in the world. You don't have to mod these characters out to be excellent because it doesn't change their ship stat. What matters is whether or not the mod's maxed out. If the mod's maxed out, then that gives you more boost in stats on your ship. So what you really want is 5-dot level 15 mods, or even 6-dot if you can get there. Gold if you can, but at least 5-dot level 15 on all these characters. They can be junk mods, I don't care, but they need to be 5-dot level 15. That will give you a boost in ships and a boost in GP, which is great for territory battles. Again, when you're just throwing these characters away to try and get to the goal faster for the whole guild. But honestly, just go in, throw some level 15 5-dot junk mods on all these characters. I mean, they're giving us tons of free mods nowadays we don't need. Like that right there, just level up real quick to level 15 and you're good. If you decide to go back later and level this all up using slicing material to gold, even better. But what I just care about is whether or not they're 5-dot level 15. If you do all this, then you should hopefully be doing better in ships. Long term in ships, some stuff to look for is the Geos. Sun Fact all around is great. He could be used on your current team as an annoying tank to come in as a reinforcement. Or if you decide to put together a Geo team. I know right now it's not the most viable thing for you to be going after. These are characters that are really only good in ships, unfortunately. Maybe eventually the Geo notions will be reworked and be better for things like territory battles and whatnot. But, Sun Fact at least is a really good ship. Geonosian Spy and Geonosian Soldier have great synergies. You decide to go after, let me know and I can give you more suggestions. Another one is the Houndstooth. Houndstooth is a great ship. It just became free to play farmable today, though unfortunately on not the best of nodes. But if you get a 7-star, if you work on getting a 7-star boss and 7-star Houndstooth, you're in a great place. The Houndstooth is easily beatable as a 3-star or 4-star ship. It doesn't start becoming difficult to beat until it's 7-star. But that is a long-term one to look at. The Bounty Hunters as well, all long-term ships to be thinking about and gearing up those characters. If you don't have Chewbacca yet, feel free to look at it. But that's just some things to think about long-term in terms of ships. If you're trying to maintain a higher rank once you develop out your current team, make your current team better. I see that you have First Order TIE Fighter all the way up. This is another one you could potentially use in your current lineup as a reinforcement if you wanted to have something to bring in to deal more damage. You just need to kind of level up all the ship's abilities and whatnot more and level up raid communication protocol. But ultimately, again, the current fleet I'm going to suggest for you is going to be TIE Advanced, Ghost, and Biggs. You need to gear your Phoenix and your Biggs, including Ezra. And then reinforcement of the Phantom, which has some synergies with Ghost, which is great. and then reinforcements of Slave 1 and TIE Reaper, and continue using the Chimaera as a 7-star, as your capital ship, and continue working towards getting him 7-star. It'll take a while, but hopefully you'll get there soon. We'll release the event around the time you get a 6-star home one. I really hope this helps, Rhubley. I want you to be doing better in ships so you can be getting those great crystals. It's 300 to 400 crystals a day if you can be in the top 5 daily, which is quite nice for as a free-to-play player. If you have any other questions for me, just let me know. And talk to you later, guys. Bye.